record to cloud, but it's like going to be half and half. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to stream it together, but, so I'm almost done then. So over 80% of Americans do not have their dream jobs. And if more people knew how to build organizations that inspire, we could live in a world in which that statistics is reversed. Having 80% of people who love their jobs would mean people will like what they do more. They'll be more productive, more creative, have happier families, treat their colleagues and customers and coaches better. They'll make stronger companies, organizations, and economies. So we need to be the one to inspire people to do the things that inspire them. Find the cause of your action, not the how, but the why. So I think that this like spoke to me today, because I'm like, for so long with Beachbody, I was like, no, you have to do like this program because that's what we're doing. Or no, you have to do it this way because that's like, you know, how it's laid out. And I think lately I've been telling you guys, like, I'm really reiterating, like, find what works for you and then also find what works for your people. Like, I have a girl who just recently, like, she kind of came back after being off for a while, Tammy, and she was doing really well with T20, and then she like fell off track again. And then she decided she wants to like cross train with running and do T20, like do both. And I'm like, that's great. Like, find what works for you. And in the past I would have been like, no, you have to do the program as it's laid out. Like, you can't run and do, you know? So my point is, like, when you're posting, are you inspiring people to take action, not just buy from you, but inspiring them to take better care of themselves? And number two, when you are actually in talks with the client, are you inspiring them to find the plan that's going to, or like, how are you working with them and asking them a lot of questions to find the plan that's going to inspire them to take action that's going to work for them? And this like, Beachbody doesn't work for everyone. I mean, obviously, like, I know John is seeing that with some of her friends. Like, they've decided to go like eat a chocolate spoon instead of working out. And I'm seeing.
No, I think most of them realize that doesn't work by now. That's a good news.
Oh, did they? Okay, good. That was a quick turnover.
Michelle's still selling it, but you know, whatever.
That was a quick turnover. So, all right. So, and then that was it. So, just think about those things when you're putting in your posts, and you're sharing things on your page. Sorry that all this has been cut off, but I think we're still going to get a good call. So I think Stephanie was talking, and then did I cut you off in the middle of something? Because like, whatever you were saying, like, finish it, because I'm sure it was good.
Talking to the team about, I actually just posted it in Team Aloha, like free sample, because I know a lot of people are starting to like branch off, and we're still doing Beachbody. So like, you know, like Marissa, you're talking about doing, you know, Tough Mudders and different things like that. You can still supply these sample lists, or like I was sharing as Stephanie and Diane, you know, start getting in clients. Well, how do, you know, them selling clothing separate them from 50 other 1,000 people that sell clothing? Well, you get to be in my group where, you know, we support you on your goals. I have free workouts. I was sharing in my group, I do post the meal plans. Like, I put together little pictures of like 2B mindset and just a little blurb about it. Obviously you want more details, you need to buy the program, but I'm giving you enough to be successful. I have like the container meal plan all laid out, showing you what the containers are, what to do, and all that. My little blurb. Again, if you want more, buy the program, but it's plenty to give you. So that's just a great way to have you stand out from others. And it's been very organic. I actually I had probably 2 or 3 people buy a completion pack that were under other coaches. I never asked them to switch, but they just wanted to be in my Beachbody groups as well as the app. So they asked to switch over. So it's kind of happening organically. I've been selling a lot of 3-month memberships with the app, you know, saying like, well, if you want more, you know, you can try a 3-month membership. And I've been selling a lot of those. So it's just kind of happening organically. And so I posted the list for people and was just kind of asking Diana and Stephanie how their groups were going and, you know, what their ideas were to kind of combine the two.
I think I need to pay for your app for a month and just see what I need to see what you're doing. Would you be cool with that?
Oh, absolutely. Plus it'll help you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm having personal trainers come in blown away. Like, I literally just had a brand new person that was like, yeah, no, I know this stuff. Somebody else that was like, I definitely know my form, but I'm willing to, you know, check it out. And she was blown away. Like, you don't learn. And Marissa, you said like, when you messaged me this morning, you were like, no, I'm not a certified trainer, but you know, I'm not certified. I have a 4-year degree. I actually never got a certification because I was like, that's pointless. You know how many people study, they're book smart, and they can't freaking coach worth shit?
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. Great. You can take a test. I have coaches that reach out to me that have certification and they don't know how to coach others and they want help.
Yeah.
I can
Mine
get-
is really, mine is more like I want to see what you're doing in the app community than that I want to like use the app. Like I don't, you know, I won't actually probably go in there and check out. I mean, not that I'm saying I couldn't use your help with form. I'm sure I could, but I would more so want to see how you're coaching the people. Like that's really what I'm interested in.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah. But, and that's like what I was telling you is bringing to the table, you know, if you guys start going off and doing other things, is that community. It does keep people. I think if I just had the app and not the community, people would filter out pretty quickly. But that community is what keeps people in, obviously, because that's what Beachbody prides itself on is, you know, these challenge groups and different things. But I have way more engagement in this community because I think there's no pressure to follow a program. There's no pressure to have to do everything so routinely. And that pressure taken off, I think people are more inclined to share and, you know, just be okay where they're at.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. So now I guess we can talk about like goal setting for the year, and we can try to break down people's goals and like I said, bigger picture into like smaller attainable things week by week. So I guess we could just do like a category. We could do like category by category and take like a few minutes to write down like a list of your goals. And then if some people want to share, and then we can try to break down a few just so you can see how that works. We could start with like I feel like the biggest thing for most people is like relationships and family, and just write down what your goals are. So we'll take like, I'll do my alarm. I'll do my little timer here. We'll take like 3 minutes with each category to just write a list of things that you want to accomplish in that category. Like what are your intentions for the year? What are your goals for like relationships with your partner, with your kids, with your coaches, with your clients? Because I feel like relationships includes family, friends, business partners, and everything. So, all right, I'm going to start my stopwatch and then just go ahead and write down whatever comes to mind. Like write a list of your intentions and your goals for the year. I gotta get a new piece of paper for this. I'm gonna grab I'll be right back. All right, 3 minutes is up. I know it doesn't feel like a long time. Does anybody want to share?
I'll share a couple.
Okay.
My first one, and it kind of doesn't base it off of like relationships with others, but it's relationship with myself. I want to do
Nice.
more self-love and stop like the self-hate and like bashing myself in essential wording. But I want to do more things that build up my confidence than saying the negatives. So that's one of my biggest, because I definitely want to be more of an example for Ellie, because I've grown up just being negative my whole life about myself. So that's my number one. Another one is just being more present in the moment and not worrying so much about things in the future, and building those relationships that I have, and then getting to know other people, getting more one-on-one time with people like friends, family, challengers, doing like events, or different things with challengers if they're local, like going for walks more or just active events. And then one that I want to do with Tommy is date more. We don't do dates really often because we want to be with Ellie more, but I feel like that's important in our relationship. And then also do more day trips and get to know my challengers better.
Nice. I like that. Okay, so let's try to like ask more questions. I'm gonna be like Stephanie here. So you're talking about doing self-love and getting rid of like the negative self-talk, and how are you gonna measure that? Because that's like a very broad goal. And then at the end of this year, you could be like, yeah, I said I was going to do that, but did I really do it? Like, how are you going to assess whether you did that? Like, what steps are you going to take?
Well, I started last night. I am changing up my nutrition a little bit. I've been doing the containers, Ultimate Portion Fix, and I am now going to be doing the 2B mindset. I want to see if that kind of aligns with like what my mental state is at the moment with food, because I feel like I've been like binge eating a lot and stress eating. Work's been really, really bad lately. So I'm trying to just start with that first. So I'm more giving my body what it needs, and being more present in that. And then I'm going to shift my mindset, because I'm always like bashing myself then if I'm like eating, I don't know, more of something that I shouldn't be doing. And then also just making it a priority to do something for myself daily, and making it a point, setting aside the time, and not being like, oh, well, Ellie needs me. Like, she's my priority, but I can't always say I can't pour from an empty glass. So I need to just make that a point. And one thing that I do a lot is I look in the mirror and I'll look at every little thing that is wrong with me. So now I'm going to make it a point to be like, okay, your hair looks great today, or something positive about myself that I see, and then just leaving it at that and walking away, like not standing there and just like scanning myself.
I love that. I love it. So how about this? I had an idea for you. How about like having a journal then that you keep specifically for, so you write down the thing that you did for yourself every day, or that you're going to do, like, even if it's just a 5 minute, like you're going to go for a walk or something. I don't know, like what, and it can't just be working out, because, it's got to be like other things that you're doing for yourself, or you're going to get your nails done or something. Right. So keep a journal of that so that you can like really assess, like, and then also keep a journal of the things like when you're doing the little mirror talk and you're like, write down what it is that you like about yourself. Cause that's like, what you're looking at and you're complimenting yourself on. So you can have like a journal of that. And then at the end of the year, you can even go back through and like read through that journal and be like, wow, I did like make all this progress this year. So you have something that measures it.
Okay. That's a good idea. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Does anybody else want to share anything?
I'll share. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So first I talked about family. I haven't really written much down. 3 minutes went by fast. But like Diana, I want to also have more date nights with my husband. And I was thinking shooting for at least once a month, because now we haven't I don't know, it's been like 6 months since our last date. And then another thing for my family, what I want to try to do is, because we have 2 teenagers and a 10-year-old, and they're all addicted to their devices. So what I want to try to do is have one day of no technology whatsoever. And that includes me and Daryl as well. So I don't know how we're going to do that. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'd love to have just like a family day where we're doing something together as a family and no technology. And then for me, I want to, I just need to get organized. I just need to get back on track, get organized. And I finally ordered, I know, Marissa, I reached out to you, I don't even know how long ago, about the Passion Planner. So I finally ordered that. So I'm waiting for that to come in, and I think that'll help me. And then with my team, with you guys, I want to get to know you guys better, because I feel like I've been an outsider, I guess you can say. I just want to get back into the team and get to know everyone better. The team I was originally on, they kind of all went their own ways. So I'm kind of the lone survivor of that team. So I felt like I've been alone, but that's been my fault because I haven't really been part of Team Aloha. So I want to get to know all you guys better. And then I want to check in with my past clients on a regular basis. And with my challengers now and people who are reaching out to me now, I wrote this down, that I want to learn to ask more questions like Stephanie, because I feel like she really knows how to just dig in. I mean, like I was reading some of the questions she was asking. I forgot whose post it was on Team Aloha the other day, but I was like, wow, I would have never thought of that. Sometimes I just stop, and I need to learn to dig deep into those questions. So, and get more information out of people. And then that's all that I've got written down so far.
So thank you so much for sharing. I like all those. I would try to get a little Diana, I had a thought for you too. And since Georgia, you wanted to do let me address Georgia. What about doing Sundays, family days, like phone free,
That would be a good day.
Yeah, because it's the weekend. It's like you're going into the week, and then Sunday family day, like you could spend time together, and like you don't need to be on your phone on Sundays. Obviously you'd have to, like, you might have to take a little planning to do it, but Diana, another thing I was thinking for you is if like you want to do more dates, you said you want to date your husband more, like what about picking one day a week that you consistently have like a couple hours? I think someone wrote to do it during the day instead of at night, if that's possible. But like, what about like once a week you guys do, a couple hours of just like you time, like you and him, like dating, whether it's going out of the house or whatever, so that you can get that consistency. And then another thing, Georgia, I was thinking for you is, like, what is keeping in touch with your clients on a regular basis? Are you going to have could you do like once a week on this day, I'm going to check in with them, like, so that you have consistency? Because it's like, if we just put it out there as like this broad thing, like you kind of have to break it down into like something that's like measurable and something that you can create consistency with. And then as far as like connecting with the other people on the team, I know like you just kind of started getting back on team calls, and I'm glad. That's great. Maybe it's a matter of you like going live once a week in the team group and like sharing what's going on with you, or so that people can get to know you, because then they're going to have a chance to comment on your videos and you're going to get to know them. Or or posting something in the team page once a week and like tagging someone that you want to get to know more about, so that you're like engaging, with people, like having, I guess the more you can be like consistently like coming up with a plan for what, Stephanie's writing something. Date boxes by Happily are fun. And you do them at home. So like coming up with like, how am I going to measure that? The thing, when you get more specific and like actually have a way of like, this is what I'm going to do, and make sure it's not something that's overwhelming, because you won't do it then. What is going to do, what can you do, and how can you make it work for your schedule? That's what I've found has really helped me with getting like my group launched this month.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right.
So real quick, just about
what?
The questions that I asked on that post, where they were like, hey, what's the diet bud about? I mean, I personally messaged Marissa like specifically why I did that. I mean, I wasn't just doing that for myself. I wanted to show you guys, like, this is how I get engagement in my groups. Like, this is what I'm doing in my app community. Like, you know, and you can do this for any community, your Beachbody stuff. But, you know, if you do a post and you're giving information and people are like, yes, why are you saying yes? What are you saying yes to? I mean, it's literally as simple as asking people that. I've even done that on my page when people are like, totally agree. I'm like, what are you agreeing to? Your share is going to help somebody else, like, you know, and it helps you to reiterate what it is that you're thinking. What did you connect with? But just asking those simple follow-up questions is how you're going to get engagement. And who doesn't want to share their opinions? Oh my God, she's asking me about myself. Yeah, no, I'd love to tell you more. But that's why I was doing it specifically to, you know, show you guys and look at how much engagement came back. You know, people were commenting back and forth. Mm-hmm. And Christine, who actually did the initial message, I knew her background. I knew exactly what she got out of that diet bet. And she didn't say it in that first message. She kind of just gave you like, here's the diet bet. Here's what it is. Yeah, it's great. And I was like, there's so much more to that story. And when I asked the question, I mean, she gave amazing information.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. I'm really glad that thread was started. I guess it's just, the thing is that that's so natural for you. Like you are that. And that's not like natural for me. Like, I don't just come up with all these questions. So it's going to take, with Georgia, like you're probably nodding right now. It's like, you know, it's like that just, it's just natural for you to be like that. But for us, it's going to take.
I wasn't, you know, it's just, to me, it's like,
I'm not saying we can't be that way. I'm just saying it's going to take some time.
I see it as a challenge. Like, I kind of like I like backing people into a corner until you tell me what you're going to, like, you know, if somebody says like, I'm interested, what the hell does that mean? Like, you reached out for help. You're asking me things. Like, what does interested mean? Like, you're interested in the information. You're thanking me for the link. What does that mean? Tell me. Like, I want to push people until you say yes or no, then I'm out, you know, but it's kind of like a fun game. I love sales. I love it. I thrive on it. And I think that's where a lot of that comes from is, I don't know. It's a fun game, but I didn't start off that way. This has come over 6 years of working and listening to different things and different people, being in different groups. And so it's been a process. So I don't want people to think like I just like signed up for coaching one day and all of a sudden had all these tools in my belt. No, it's been a process.
And I think the more I work on my confidence, then I think it'll help me with those questions, because like right now, I feel like people get annoyed with me when I keep asking questions. And I think that's a lot of my confidence too, you know? So
that's on you, because to me, if you're going to ask questions, you're invested. If you didn't give a shit, then you'd be out. But that shows you're invested. And if somebody doesn't want to answer my questions, I know they are not
your people.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. My friends, because I'm a question asker, I'm constantly asking questions to people I know, like my friends and stuff. They call me Curious George for, you know, they make fun of me because I ask so many questions. But I just, with other people, I don't know. I just can't.
So you have to approach it then, I think, of like thinking of that person as your friend. If this person was my friend, what would I ask here? And treat them the same way you would treat your friend.
Yeah.
And again, just like to Stephanie's point, you know, she obviously practiced it and she got to the point where it became second nature. One of the things that I've been trying to do is to just ask a question. Just get in the habit of myself posing a question out there to whoever it is, just because I'm like, one question. I don't have to have a million. I don't even care if they don't answer my question, but just allow me to feel comfortable asking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes time.
I have a client that is in my app, and she was recommended by a friend, and I've been following up with her. And so it's like very short answers. My notes were like, I keep following up. She's not that invested. Like, she's probably not using the app. That's fine. She's like, it is what it is. Or like, if people give me short answers, I'm going to be like, I really want to help you, but these one-word answers do not allow me to get to know you. So if you want to work together, I'm going to need to hear more. And if typically, honestly, they don't respond. You know, a lot of people coming out and just saying like, what's the price? I mean, how many of us get that? Hi, all of us. Literally, there was something that caught my attention on Instagram today, and it was like a cruise that was like workout of the day cruise. And I was like very intrigued. I was just like, what's the price? What's the price? What's the price? I just wanted to see the price. Am I going to pay for that shit? Absolutely not. I just wanted to see the price. I was just damn curious. And I've even started asking people that have had interest in my app. I've sent out links. I was like, hey, just want to follow up. You know, you reached out for a reason, so obviously you want change, but were you just straight up curious? Because if so, that's totally fine. I'll ask. I don't care. You're a stranger. Like, bye. But it does come with confidence. So I think as you start to build that, you'll get more comfortable. And doing it and having a positive outcome builds that confidence as well. So the more you do it, the more you have chances to have that positive outcome.
Okay. All right. So let's take a few minutes. Let's do another 3-minute, and this will be the last one. And we can always do goal setting next week too, if you want, because we are only going to get through 2. And just do business goals, like your Beachbody business. What are your goals? 3 minutes and go. For like, think of overall for the end of the year, and then we'll break it down. All right, time is up. Who wants to share?
I'll go. Mine's kind of simple just because I like to set simple goals that I know I can achieve, that I just need to set my mindset for the consistency of it. So I'm committing this year to doing one 20-day challenge group each month. Last year when I started out with challenge groups, and then they kind of like fell off for the last half of the year. So in doing those, I have like a lot more organization around it of what I'm planning on doing. So part of that is I'm making like the flyers once a month. You know, I found like the free images that I can use. And so I created January, February, and March. So I have those like ready for myself. I started, because I tried it in December, like just I'm not doing any more than 4 challengers. If I have more than 4 challengers, that would be amazing. But I'm trying to keep it smaller so that first of all, so that I'm okay with it being smaller. I don't even care if I have 1 challenger. Like this month in January, I have 1 challenger. I'm still going to try and get a couple more, but there's a couple people but that kind of lets me know that, okay, they're not ready now. They'll be ready next month. They can go on my list for next month. And then I can start inviting them, you know, in a few weeks when the next challenge is done. So I have my flyers. I have my invites that will kind of keep rolling with those each month. And then planning my posts in my closed Facebook group. So that was a big deal for me because I'd never done that before. All last year, I never planned a post. So this year I used some of the materials from the Beachbody coach office. I adapted them with some of my information. I typed them out or copied them into Microsoft Word. So now I can just copy them and paste them day by day for the 21 days plus the beginning and the end. And then I scheduled them all. So my Januaries are scheduled. They're going to start on Monday. And that was so much easier for December to run a group where my posts would come out at 6 a.m. every day. And I knew that was done before. And it seriously took me 45 minutes to do it,
Yep.
you know, to post it all. So I'm going to do that every month. And I'm not going to feel like, oh, am I like, maybe I shouldn't. Because if I create that flyer, I just keep grabbing that flyer and put it on my stories every other day. And then I post it, you know, when I'm inviting, and then I'm going to post it on my Facebook page, like a couple times in that, you know, couple weeks that I'm doing it. So that's kind of like my strategy of how I'm going to go forward in these monthly challenge groups, to organize and coordinate them and make them so they're not that big of a deal for me. You know, that I know what I need to do. And then I can focus more just on the inviting and being more active in the one-on-one communications, you know, because I have all of the how-to, like, logistics of how to do it planned out.
Are you running those groups on Facebook or in the Challenge Tracker group app?
I'm actually back to Facebook now. My Challenge Tracker is still there, and it's, you know, it's not really great because I kind of let it die off and people died off from it. So I'm using the Facebook group, and that way then you'll see I can use them, like my 1 to 4 people, and then I'll put them into our Team Aloha Everyday Choices page after they go through the 21-day challenge, where they get like a one-on-one post from me that I scheduled, you know, every day for those 21 plus days.
That's a great idea. I like that. So you can get them used to being in the group and being a part of a smaller group, and then they can start posting, and then eventually they can go in the bigger group and they won't be so intimidated by it, I think.
Yeah, that's
a really great idea.
Yeah.
I like
Jana, are you going to be like recreating a Facebook group every time you run a 21-day challenge, or are you just going to create one 20-day challenge and just keep cycling people through that? Or
I didn't know what to do, so I created a new one again, but it wasn't bad because like every month it's going to have a little name. December was Beat the Holiday Stress. January was a new you for 2020 or whatever. February's like love yourself, something about Valentine's Day. March is like, you're not lucky, you need to work for it or whatever. So I'm opening a new group, and I'll close my previous group and just leave it a closed group on Facebook.
Oh, okay, so you are going to create a new group page all the time.
Yeah. So once a month I'll have to recreate, copy and paste my timed posts, my scheduled posts, but it took me like a half hour, 45 minutes yesterday to do it. So I'm fine with that much time to, commit to it. So that's my plan.
Great idea. Well, thank you everybody for being willing to share today and all your input. It's almost time to end the call. So if you want, we could continue goal setting next week, since it's kind of like the beginning of the year and we only did like really two categories, and we can just like literally start the call with that. So we don't have so we can actually finish the rest of it. How does that feel to everybody? Good. All right, cool. All right. Thanks a lot, ladies, for all your shares. And if you ever need,
Or can you do a boomerang?
I can't.
Oh shoot. Yeah, okay.
I can't because I'm on my phone. So if somebody else wants to do it,
Yeah, I don't think
somebody's
I
on
can.
their if somebody's on their computer, they could do it with their phone, but I'm on my phone, so.
Yeah, it sucks you can't get that many people on your phone screen. Yeah, okay.
Oh. All right, ladies, sorry for the inconvenience of the internet not working here or whatever, Zoom not working, I don't know. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.